Welcome back, everyone, to this week's NaturoChat. Just a reminder, any questions or comments, send them to info@waterdownclinic.com. Terry, introduce this week's topic.
Today we're going to talk about the dreaded fever response.
Wonderful. So what's the purpose of a fever?
What we need to understand is that the fever is a very natural response in the body. It itself is not a pathological response.
Right.
It is the body's attempt to rid itself of pathogens. So something that's causing a problem.
Yeah. So it's a way to beat out the bug, essentially.
That's right.
We commonly, as our society likes to do, we suppress it.
That's right. And what's that about?
So about just turning it off and letting that bug take over.
Exactly. And why do we do that?
I would say it's commonly out of fear.
Yeah.
And not having the knowledge as to what the fever is doing and why it's doing
And you know
that.
what? We're trained, right? Oh my God, there's a fever.
Yeah.
Right?
Take some Tylenol to turn it off, right?
Exactly. People are afraid of that dreaded febrile seizure, right?
I think we need to learn to trust our body's ability to heal and really just act out of confidence and not fear. And
so let's talk about some really specific things then that can help displace that anxiety with action.
For
you
sure.
know what I mean? So Marcia actually from Carlisle sent us a question about how high is too high.
Yeah, definitely. Want to go ahead
and
touch
sure,
upon that?
Absolutely. There's a pediatric nurses study that was done a number of years ago that very clearly tells us that 104.1 is the first point that you need to start worrying about bringing a fever down. Mm-hmm. So up until that point, it needs to get to that point so that it actually is killing the bugs.
Yeah,
right?
Definitely. Another key question I always pose to parents is, it's not necessarily about how high. Mm-hmm. It's not the only question. How fast?
Absolutely, yeah.
Right? So,
yeah, definitely.
If little Annie is sitting in my office and 2 hours ago her fever was 98 and I just took her temperature and it's 105, well, I'd be very, very nervous about that, right?
Absolutely.
So, parents often fear fevers because they can turn into febrile seizures. Right. And so
it's those fast ones.
And it's those fast ones. So the key question is how fast has this fever gone up? Because that's going to lead you to understand febrile seizures a little more.
And that would be more of a 911 kind of situation, right?
Exactly.
You want to take them to the walk-in clinic or you want to take them to the ER.
Or have that fever appropriately addressed, essentially.
Indeed, yeah.
For those guys whose fever kind of lingers and
it kind of meanders its way up over a day or two, right?
Yeah, there's natural ways that we can support the body.
Well, you want to support that fever too,
exactly.
Because if it's just kind of taking its time, you want to get it up, right?
And to comfort our kids while it does do that.
That's
right. So I know personally for me, I love hydrotherapy.
Yeah. Absolutely. One of the foundations of naturopathic medicine, right? So what's hydrotherapy? Hydrotherapy is lukewarm bath. Yeah. A tepid cloth. So taking a face cloth and just running it under room temperature water and putting it all over the body and fanning it off.
Warming socks.
Yeah, right.
Definitely.
If you haven't experienced warming socks, it's a great way to boost your immunity in general through the winter, and not just for treating symptomatically. If you don't know about warming socks, we have that on our website as well at waterdownclinic.com under the resources tab. It's a PDF. If you have any questions about it, give us a call and we'll help you out with it. But so that's our hydrotherapy.
Food.
For sure.
Food. So nourish your body. So bone broth is an appropriate food
is medicine,
here.
right?
Yeah.
That's it. So
soups,
stews, easy to digest stuff, right? Yep. Stay away from the sugar. Right? The sugar will squash the immune system and just let that bug have free reign.
Yeah, just feeds it, essentially.
So often, we're used to running to the doctor who will prescribe antibiotics.
Yep.
Right? Please understand that antibiotics, and this is in the data now for years and years and years and years, at least as long as I've been a naturopath, that antibiotics are not effective against a virus.
Right.
So what I would do is double the probiotics.
Right. Definitely.
But stay away from the antibiotics.
Yeah, be able to recognize when your child is suffering a viral infection from a bacterial infection. If you don't, those are questions you can ask your primary healthcare provider to educate you on, essentially.
Yeah, exactly.
So the key messages for today. So
Right.
fever, it's a healthy natural response.
Don't be afraid of it.
Don't fear it, trust it.
No one you're having too much of a good thing.
Exactly.
Right?
Right. So ask those questions, how high and how fast, right? So
Right.
not just how high.
And at the first sign of a fever, get on the hydrotherapy.
Yeah.
You know, fanning off the compresses and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah. Support your body.
Yeah.
Support it in its healing response.
It knows what to do.